Hi, Paul.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. How are you today?
Pretty good.
Okay. So we have everyone all on the line. You spoke to Rebecca last time. We have Ashish on the line, our IT director. We're going to kind of have any.
I think I lost
John,
you
I
there.
think you're breaking up a bit.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mute the line. You can go ahead and get started, Rebecca.
Okay. Thank you, John. How are you today, Paul?
I'm doing pretty well. Busy morning, but it's been good.
Now, is there a hard stop time we have for you today?
Pardon?
Is there a time we absolutely need to be done by?
Oh, no. We're good.
Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the application, show some basic navigation, the architecture again, and then I'm going to go into a PowerPoint flow of how everything goes through, and then I'm going to go back into the application and show you in the application too.
Okay.
Okay, so there are three key ways to navigate through our application. The first way is these really big icons, which is great if you're using something that's touchscreen, whether it be an iPhone or a tablet. Second way is actually going to be these bars at the top, and they're going to replicate at the side when you're actually in the section.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there is also the third way, which way most people are probably going to use, at least when they're new to the system, and that is search-based. So what happens is you start typing, and it'll filter based on what you type. That way you can easily navigate through the system, even if you're new to the system. Now, there are four key parts to our architecture. We have our workbench, which you see on here. And what it does is it takes your alerts from the system and your calendar information. It'll also integrate with your Outlook and other email providers. So let me go off full screen here, and I'll show you an example of what that looks like. So this is my Outlook. So what it's done is it's given me this bar here. So it's going to let me switch my contacts through the system. So I can move my Outlook contacts into the system. I can pull my contacts from the system into my Outlook. I can also directly attach my information from my email. So for example, I have this email here, and I can directly allocate those attachments in the email directly into the system. So I just select where I want to have it attached to, and it'll attach and upload directly into the system for me.
Question:
Now,
does this work on the Outlook for Mac?
yes.
It does. It does work. Cause I've never really seen the bars come down where you have like third party, but I was just wondering if it had for that application. I didn't know if it supported the Mac Outlook.
Yes, it'll definitely work with Mac also.
Okay.
I mean, we even have an iPhone application too.
Mm-hmm.
So the second part of our architecture is going to be the administration section, and this is going to be for your super users only. And it's going to be where we're going to do our basic setup, and if you want to come back and make any changes later, it'll be there too for that. And all of these navigations, along with all these parts of the architecture, are going to be in every module. And we do this on an a la carte basis, so you can pick and choose your modules. You don't have to buy them all.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you will also have access to our reports, and you'll have a set of generic reports for every module. You also have access to our Query Designer, which is our built-in BI tool, and that's going to give you the ability to make your customized reports and dashboards. And our final part of our architecture is our dashboards, and this is just going to give you a real-time visual representation of what we have in the system, and that way you can see all of your data in one place. And we currently have our dashboards broken up into where each of the tabs is a different section. You can combine that back into one full section. You can make different views of that. It's fully customizable, or configurable, so you'll be able to drag and drop, change the format it's in. It may be in a bar chart at one point. You may want it into a pie chart or vice versa. You can also look at the information from different time ranges. And you can switch it out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, if you don't have any questions, and move over to the PowerPoint. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I remember walking through this portion before. Okay. Yeah, we can go to PowerPoint.
So this is just a quick overview of how the flow works in our system. Now, we did look at your flow chart, and we do it very similar in our system. Ours is really based around our inventory, and it's going to have your procurement side looking at what currently have in inventory to see if it's a good idea to make those purchase orders, and the sales side is going to look at what you currently have in inventory before heading over to making those purchase orders. So we'll start with your sales quotation, and you'll be sending this over to your customer, and your customer will send it back and say, okay, I want this percentage discount if possible, and you'll do negotiations. And then once your negotiations are finalized, then you'll go ahead and convert that directly into your sales orders. And the sales order is going to cover all your information. It'll cover your taxes. It'll cover any shipping costs, whether that be freight, whether it be UPS, FedEx. And we have full integrations for shipping with UPS, FedEx, USPS. So you'll be able to directly do that shipping information, print your labels from the system. We also have a transportation module if you do any third-party logistics, so if you use any of your own trucks or if you use any trucking companies.
Mm-hmm.
So once you have your sales order in, what it's going to do is it's going to do an inventory check to see if you do have that inventory on stock for that sales order. Mm-hmm. And if you do have it on... Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm kind of a, I guess it's a little bit like a distributor, but it's like a value-added company that I'm working with that I have in mind for this application.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't hold inventory. We order, you know, it's just in time for the when the customer orders it, then we order it. The lead time isn't extremely crucial for them. I mean, it is, but we have like a 6-week window where we have to deliver it by. So we don't hold inventory on hand. So it goes directly into cost of goods sold. If that makes a difference. But yeah.
Not really, because it'll just be that you don't have a warehouse or you don't have any in stock, and it'll automatically go over to your purchase requisitions. Mm-hmm. So you'll send over a purchase quote, or you can go straight into a purchase order if you are using the same company over and over again. Mm-hmm. And if you are using the purchase quote, it will go ahead, let you do your negotiations back and forth with them, and then you can directly convert that into your purchase order.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually called a dropship scenario. So Paul, this is Ashish here. We have a dropship scenario, which is exactly like what customers like you use, that you get a sales order and you drop it on your vendor directly. So the sales order becomes your purchase order for the vendor.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then once your purchase order is done, you can either have that shipped directly to the vendor or to your customer from your vendor, or you can have that shipped back to you. This sounds like this is going to be shipped directly to the customer from the vendor. Is that correct?
Well, we receive it in because it's a lot of times that we're importing from foreign countries, and then we'll send it out. So, but sometimes it gets shipped directly, but for the most part, we have a receiving department, and then we ship from there.
Okay, then your purchase order will be directly converted into your goods receipt, and it can do a partial purchase or partial goods receipt, so you may only receive a partial shipment, and it will let you know that that shipment is incomplete. You'll be able to put in a partial number there and then make more goods receipts.
That's crucial.
Afterwards.
That is crucial because what I'm using right now is really difficult to do partial orders, whether it's, because the way we get them shipped in, sometimes you can't put the full value in, but just based on the value amounts that go through customs, they get split up. But so partial shipments happen a lot, and we don't have a good system to take care of that.
Well, it'll also let you be able to do batches with this too.
Yeah.
If you ever have anything that large.
Mm-hmm.
And then normally what happens, it goes into your inventory. So you get it in, and then it's going to go into your inventory wherever you're temporarily storing it before you're shipping it back out. And the inventory master is just going to keep all your details. Is this a purchase item? Is this a item that you're keeping track by serials or batch numbers? Who's your preferred vendors? how much you currently have in stock, so that sort of information will be kept there. And I know that your stock is really just going to be what just came in. And then normally there's another check availability to make sure that it's actually came in. And then you can directly make your invoices. So your goods receipts and your purchase orders can be directly converted into your accounts receivable invoices or accounts payable invoices, and your sales orders can be directly converted into accounts payable invoices. And then that's going to interact with your finance application or with our module if you do decide to take our finance module, and you'll be able to directly receive and make your payments through the system. And then once you've actually got that item in, and if you do payments first, then you can go ahead and do your shipments. But if you do your shipments before, you can go ahead and do that before too. So it really is able to be done either way for you there. I've just set it up where they've got to give you the payments first in my PowerPoint. And then you'll actually issue that item for your delivery, send it out on your routes, and your customer will actually be able to track that information. You'll have access to that tracking information. And then you'll be able to view reports and dashboards information based on what you have in inventory, what sales orders you've done, that sort of information.
Yeah.
So any questions about the flow?
How many modules does that touch so far?
We have sales, inventory, purchasing, and then if you wanted finance, that'd be finance, so that'd be 4.
Do you also do transportation? Do you send truckloads, or do you also do, like, you said you don't carry inventory, so you don't do any warehousing, like bins and racks and cycle counting?
Not yet. This is just getting off the ground, and the scale is going to build. I think the scale is going to build quite quickly. So having a modular system is good for us. But right now, we don't need to have we don't do too much warehousing. It wouldn't really be considered warehousing. And most of the shipping we do through UPS, FedEx, etc.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so we have those interfaces, and even like the ability to expand, like, so you don't, it's like all on an a la carte basis. You don't have to buy everything, and if you feel the need in future, you still have an integrated system. Like what most of our other customers face challenges is they have one CRM system, and then they make quotations in that CRM system, then another order management, so they have to re-enter the entire data again in the order management. And then they have to again go to QuickBooks or something, or finance system. So, so what you see here is just one single window, which drastically improves the productivity. You're not using 10 different systems and then logging in a day in 10 different systems to see like what's going on in my organization. So you get it all at your fingertips in one single system. And it also like does a lot of interactive planning. If you have orders, it does netting of the quantities. So you may get alerts that, okay, you're running short on this sales order, you've not yet received, the goods receipt has not happened, or something of that sort can all be done directly here. And then it has the delivery and shipping module. So we have also got a full-blown transportation module, which takes care of, like, besides FedEx and UPS, it also takes care of your full truckloads or LTL shipments if you have to send those to.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great. Can I see how it interfaces with UPS?
Yeah, so we have to actually enter the account details. So that's API. So we have to take your FedEx. So that's not configured to show you. It needs in your federal FedEx account number, corporate account number, login details. So it will print directly off your shipping location of your shipment documentation. It will directly take the shipping address and speak to the FedEx server with your credentials and all your details, and then generate a shipping label, which you can just print off your screen. And it will save the tracking number in there.
So it's pretty much you're pretty much just talking to the UPS website and then
Yes.
take it through your window, correct?
Right. So they have a API open for their vendors, and that's what we use to generate the shipping label.
Okay. Now, is the transportation module included in one of the 4 that you mentioned?
Yeah, that's for creating outbound shipments. So if you have routes where you have to define your routes to send the shipments to drop off to different customers, then you can create inbound shipments, outbound shipments to your customer, and then also do tendering if you use certain transportation service providers, if they can deliver on so-and-so date, if they have driver and truck availability. So you can tender it to them. So all that tendering process happens.
Mm-hmm. And now, even shipment tracking, do you have like a do you have like a window that can track all orders that haven't been delivered yet or are on delivery? Map them out.
Yes, absolutely. So we have those windows, and even there is a customer portal where if your customer want to see their order status, and it directly integrates with your e-commerce, so you can post it on your e-commerce portal. This customer portal is basically an e-commerce portal.
Yeah.
And you can just display your products right from the item master to what all you want to display on the customer portal. So what you're seeing is just the different products that you sell online. They can just place orders directly from here.
Okay, and on the same idea. Okay, so customer portal, you can show. Can we do something like we'll have a reorder for individual customers, or is this for? So will an individual customer, let's have 3 customers, they can each log in individually and see their own orders.
Right. So there's that login.
Regular.
Yeah. As you can see, there's a login button next to the home.
Yeah.
So every customer will have their login and their open order status, and if they are in FedEx transportation, they can track the shipment directly from here.
Mm-hmm. As well as past purchase orders, correct?
Yes. They get the entire order.
If they want to reorder, we can make it really simple for them.
Yeah. So they can copy their old order, and they can just place the same order again.
Okay.
Yeah. So how soon are you looking for any such system?
I would say within the next 3 months.
Okay.
And this is,
sounds good. I mean, because we are one of the unique players in the whole market, which offers all this functionality integrated in a single application. There's no other cloud player who has this.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested. It's much different than the ones that the amount of connectivity and it's very seamless. I'm interested in that. I'm running into a lot of pitfalls the way I'm doing it now. I feel like this will be good. The only reason I say 3 months is we might start rolling into it, maybe adding 1 module at a time. We were doing a launch at the end of next month. So we're going to kind of see what the capacity is going to be like following that. But yeah, within 3 months, I think I'd like to get started.
Okay. Is there anything else you feel that you didn't see or you want us to cover?
Let me see. I haven't talked about some of the bigger problems that I have. Yeah, one of the questions is, now I had a window portal for the customers, but can I have a portal for, let's say I know I don't have warehousing, but I have an order processing employee who'll be a low-level employee, but I would like him to have just the information he needs to make sure that the order was received, there's no damages, and he can verify that and give him a few prompts. And nothing too related to invoicing or the purchase order, just making sure that the order is processed and gets shipped. Is there a way we can set up a portal for my employees?
Oh yes, I mean that's what we do using user authorization. So what you're seeing here is a super user view. So not everyone sees this thing, and we have this user authorization where you can define roles, and you can even control to the field level what sort of, like, so you see super user or normal user, and then you have the role master where you can define that this guy has only access to certain set of screens and certain set of, you can define these sort of roles. Even on a screen you can hide certain fields and show certain fields.
Okay, great, great.
So you see that access authorization level, the drop down is full access, read only, or no access.
Yeah. And so when you buy the module, is there a limit to how many users you have?
No, you can tell us that I want 3 finance or 2 warehouse or 1 inventory, 1 order management, 3 CRM. So that's how the users is.
Oh, and there's no, you're not billed accordingly, or is you pay for the module, or you pay for a user plus module, or it's really just a module?
Yeah, it's like a per module per month sort of a subscription that you, so you enter the data, and the data, I mean, who all gets access to the CRM system. So you buy 3 CRM users.
Yeah.
And then you might buy just 2 finance users.
Here's a logistic question too. Well, no, actually not logistics, but my associates use QuickBooks to do the inventory, and then it kind of got jumbled up when he transferred to a different QuickBooks. No longer want to use that anymore, but I'm wondering if you can import the inventory items from QuickBooks format, CSV?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we have these interfaces where we can import data from whatever system, importing and exporting interfaces. So you see that we have the ability to import it from any application in any format. Even if you have it in Excel format, and every system has reports that you can send it out in format, Excel format.
Oh, great.
So we have these some sort of interface that we can write for any system, like not just QuickBooks. And some people even want to continue using QuickBooks system, and because QuickBooks has limitation, it cannot do procurement, it cannot do inventory management effectively, and we have like all the order point, reorder point, and it can trigger you alerts and so on.
Yeah, that'd be great. And if you need adjustment, you might be on hand to add additional prompts or additional checks, or
yes, absolutely.
Customized forms and things like that.
Yes.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, that sounds great. So can you list me the 4 modules that you mentioned before?
Sure.
That my assistant touches.
I mentioned sales, inventory,
procurement, and finance. Do you do like any CRM activities? Like do you like pursue your accounts? Do you make like calling into building new accounts or something of that sort?
Yeah, that's gonna play in. We don't do anything like that right now. We don't have a CRM program.
Okay, yeah. I mean, if you choose to expand further, then that's also an option. So the 4 modules is inventory, procurement, sales, and finance are the 4 modules.
Can you show me the CRM? Yeah.
Yeah, so here basically you can capture all your leads, and if you have a cold caller and you want to give him a calling list to call and set up something, and then you can set up like follow-up activities. You can have like where the opportunities are. If there is a shipment issue, you can also capture it as a case. if you are going to any promotional events, then that's like campaigning and event management. You can even send out newsletters to your potential leads to through your the mass mailing application. So basically, the key is that you don't have to step out of the system. In the morning, you log into one system, and in the evening, you just log out of the same system.
Yeah. That's great. That's really impressive.
And if you have any forecasting also, it takes care of like forecasting and sales forecast, marketing forecast, and those activities.
What is that based on?
Pardon?
How would you be doing the forecasting?
So if you have order history, then you can use like 3 months moving average, 6 months. If it's a seasonal trend product, then there are certain engines which are bolt on to top of that engine, and then it creates a combination of which territory and what product, and it takes the sales history and what's the period of forecast.
I have a question. Typically, what size companies do you use your product the most? Is it typically for small business, or does this scale up?
Yeah, it's like ranging from small to mid. It's not gone to like larger corporation, but it's small to mid-size companies. Somewhere like from $2 million to like $300 million.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. I would like to talk to my associate about a few more details. I'm not sure if that PowerPoint would be something that you might be able to send over to me so that I can show him.
Sure.
We can absolutely share that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
And even the recording that this today's demo, we're actually recording this session, and we can actually send you a YouTube link for this.
Oh, that'd be great.
And you can go over this. Becca, can you arrange for that? And like John, can you just set up a follow-up item with Paul?
Oh yeah, we'll definitely do that. So have we answered all your questions today, Paul?
Yeah, that seems good. Was my model helpful? I mean, I'm trying to. I'm sure you put a lot more time into figuring out exactly how these relationships occur. But I was doing a basic overview model. I don't know if it was helpful. Was it?
Yeah, absolutely. We could actually map out the entire process. That was a good job on your part, Paul.
Okay, so it corresponds to what to all the modules that you have. Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'd like to compare, and I would like to talk to my associate about a few more of the details. But it looks like this is the kind of application that will take care of a lot of our needs, especially when we're starting out, and then we can, as we grow.
Sure.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, sounds good, Paul. Then John will do a follow-up with you, and we'll send over these presentations to you.
Great, great.
Okay. You have a good day, Paul.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We'll
I appreciate your time.
Bye-bye. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Paul. We'll talk to you soon. Bye. Bye.